Egypt, you have the floor, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Egypt, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
To the distinguished representative of Egypt, you have the floor, sir. Shukran.
In fact, I had asked for the floor earlier.
Egypt, is it a point of order? You have the floor, sir.
Madam Chair, I'm so sorry to raise a point of order this early on in the afternoon.
Egypt, on a point of order. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'd like to give the floor to the representative of Egypt. A point of order. You have the floor, sir.
Madam Chair, indeed, it's a point of order.
And now we are going to hear from Egypt. Egypt, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Representative of Egypt.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Representative of Egypt.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt has the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
To Egypt, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
But Egypt is asking for the floor. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
If you would like to take the floor for a right of reply, then you have the floor, sir.
Madam Chair, then yes, indeed, we would rather treat it as a general statement, and it will be very short.
Egypt requests the floor. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll make a very brief statement on behalf of the African group on
Egypt. You have the floor once again.
Thank you.
I will give the floor to Egypt. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
So Egypt, please do be brief. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I truly apologize for taking the floor again.
For 1 minute, I'm going to give the floor to the distinguished representative of Egypt. You have the floor, sir.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sorry, but the time is up. No, it's a statement. It's not an intervention. It's not a question, or I think I have to give the floor to your colleagues. They will have, you will have half a minute, another half a minute. Okay, please, take the, okay.
Egypt, please. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair.
Which representative of Egypt who will take the floor to speak on behalf of the African group? You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt, on a point of order.
Thank you.
Representative of Egypt, who I believe will be speaking on behalf of the African group. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And
I now recognize the distinguished delegate of Egypt, who I thank for his kind words to the chair, and who will now, I believe, speak in his national capacity.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Indeed, this time it's in a national capacity. Otherwise, you wouldn't have given me the floor. But we are in a position to speak 2 times under every item, and we must use this prerogative to the full.
The Republic of Egypt. Point of order. You have the floor, sir.
Signora.
No.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You have the floor, sir. On behalf of the African group.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Egypt, who will take the floor on behalf of the African Union. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
The distinguished delegate of Egypt has requested the floor on a point of order. You have the floor, delegate of Egypt.
I'll be very brief.
Excuse me, point of order from the delegation of Egypt. Yes, Egypt, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
pleasure to give the floor to the distinguished delegate of Egypt. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Distinguished representative to Egypt, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Representative of Egypt, you have the floor again.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt asks the floor. Egypt.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
There's a point of order, sir. Egypt.
Madam Chair, I thank you.
Egypt, please. You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Egypt, who requested for the floor. Yes, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair.